A very warm welcome. You're watching One India English, and I'm Anubhuti Gaur, and I'm joined by my colleague Deepavali Hazra. And in this episode of News Audit, we will discuss the entire Shaheen Bagh issue. Now, as we know that Shaheen Bagh has become the epicenter of the entire anti-CAA protest, and as we know that it became a rallying point in the Delhi elections as well, as we saw political parties raising slogans against the Shaheen Bagh protesters. But what we are to understand here is that the major issue that has been raised against the Shaheen Bagh protesters is the very fact that the roads have been blocked due to the protests. Now, as we know that the Supreme Court was hearing the matter and it had postponed the hearing when a petition was filed on 3rd of February against the protesters that the matter should be heard after the Delhi elections. And now the Supreme Court has appointed two advocates, Mr. Sanjay Hegde and Sadhana Ramachandran, as mediators for the Shaheen Bagh protesters. So now we are to understand that how are the mediations taking place, and Deepavali will help us understand what is going to be the impact of these mediations. So Deepavali, do you think that these kind of mediations that are taking place at this point of time, do you think that it is going to be really fruitful?
So Anubhuti, the mediation, first we need to understand why it's taking place. So mediation is taking place because the government was unwilling to bend. All of the protests at Shaheen Bagh started before the Delhi elections, 2 months before it. It was too close to the elections for the central government to get any bad publicity, and even the Aam Aadmi Party, one of the key players in the Delhi elections, didn't want to be seen to be too closely associated with the protest because it's a controversial topic. And somehow, even the Aam Aadmi Party knew that it would be kind of twisted by the central government into an anti-national movement. So none of the parties touched Shaheen Bagh even with a barge pole. So once the elections finished, even then, one thought that perhaps the state government in Delhi, the new state government, which is now being led by the Aam Aadmi Party, will perhaps negotiate with the protesters and ask them to vacate the site. One thought that perhaps the Home Minister, after that rabid election campaigning is over, everybody would go back to normal and perhaps talk with the protesters. But none of that happened. Although the Home Minister Amit Shah said that I am willing to talk to the protesters, my office is open for you to come to me and speak to me, but none of that happened. And the protesters also, they didn't want to be seen being represented by somebody. So when the Home Minister made the negotiations offer, all of them wanted to march en bloc to the Home Minister's office. They didn't want to send representatives. And that also doesn't work. That's not how you negotiate.
And they were stopped by the Delhi police.
They were stopped by the Delhi police, of course. So mediation had to happen because every other way of getting those protesters to vacate that site failed. So it went to the court. Then the court, of course, the court can't say you cannot protest. It is a fundamental right for anyone to dissent or object and protest. So what you can't do, the court observed, is that block a public site. Shaheen Bagh is not a protest venue. Shaheen Bagh is a residential enclave, and it's also an important link between Noida and Delhi. So it was the road these women are blocking. Perhaps it's not a very large area, but it is an important link road between Delhi and Noida. So that road was being blocked for over 2 months, and it's difficult to commute in Delhi as it is. So there was a lot of problem for the general public. The court said, why don't you go and protest at an alternate site which is designated for protests? So the mediator's job is to basically negotiate with these protesters and tell them to move to another site. Now, why I feel that might not happen is because the protesters are also really adamant. None of the central leaders, none of the representatives have come forward and spoken to them, not even once. So they've really dug in their feet, and they're going to stay at that site because it's easy also for them. It's a protest largely by women and children, and they live nearby. So it's unlikely they will move to an alternate site because they have their homes to take care of. Many of them have their jobs, and they come and sit at the protest venue part-time. So that is probably not going to happen. Now, if the mediators are able to talk to them and ask them to call off the protest entirely, although that's not their job, they might be able to do that. However, I think that's still unlikely. The matter will once again go back to the Supreme Court, and the next hearing is on 24th February. So let's see what happens there.
Yeah, so as we know that the entire issue that has erupted here is that no inconvenience should be caused to other people who also have rights. Now that is what the mediators have said time and again to these protesters, that they understand that Shaheen Bagh protesters do have a right to protest, but they are saying that it should not cause any kind of inconvenience to any others. But now we have to look into the fact that what the Shaheen Bagh protesters are saying. Now the protesters are saying that since it is only a 150-meter area of the GD Birla Road, that is where the protesters are sitting, they are protesting. But the problem here is what the protesters have also raised, and the critics of the blockade have also raised, that the alternate routes have also been blocked. Now we should understand here that there are 5 blockades around that particular area, but if you see, the protest is only happening at 150 meters. So now the protesters are saying, if you are saying that our protest is causing inconvenience to the commuters, then on the first thing is that the Noida police and Delhi police should look into it and open the alternate routes. Now that is what the protesters are saying. And also, I was the one who has even visited the Shaheen Bagh area. Even I have seen that the protest is happening at a very small stretch. So there is no need for the police to actually block 2 kilometers of road. And the other part is that even today we saw that the road that connects Noida and Faridabad was even opened for some time, for around 40 minutes. So we see that there is a possibility that the police and the Noida police and Delhi police can come to an agreement, and they can actually open these other alternate routes that are blocked. And also we have to understand that yes, if the mediators want to speak to the protesters, one major contention here is that mediators want that the entire mediation should happen in the absence of media,
Yes.
while the protesters on the other hand are saying that they want the presence of media. So now one question remains, that whether they'll come, first of all they have to come to an agreement to the fact that yes, they are ready to hold kind of a talk where the media is not present.
Yes. And if the media, what the media, it's inconveniencing the mediators, because they want to have what they're essentially nowadays doing is going and speaking on a stage, and it seems like a rally that they're holding. But what they need to do is they need to speak to the representatives. They need to have private conversations away from the glare of the media. So that can only happen once, their meetings with the protesters is not publicized so much. Also, Anubhuti, of course, you're talking about how the roads were unnecessarily blockaded, etc. But let's also look at, what the success rate of mediation can be. Of course, the aim is to open these linking roads, Noida and Delhi, and, ease lives of commuters in Delhi and Noida. So what can the success rate of mediation, what has it been? Mediation, of course, is the last resort. The court asks for an out-of-court settlement before, it does a final ruling. What can the court's final ruling be? They can just ask the protesters to vacate the site and move to an alternate protest site. So, success rate for out-of-court settlements has so far been low. Like if we take the Ayodhya case, for example, they were not able to arrive at a consensus. So let's see what happens here.
And also the mediators, since they go to Shaheen Bagh every day, they talk to the protesters, they have to give equal chances to all the protesting women and children to speak their side of the story. And they also have to keep in mind that how the entire issue has also been politicized. They also, the Supreme Court has taken a good decision where it has actually appointed 2 senior mediators to go, and that is something that has been highly appreciated by the protesters of Shaheen Bagh. So now all eyes are on whether these mediators are able to actually convince the people of Shaheen Bagh to vacate that particular area, which seems a little unlikely because of the fact that Shaheen Bagh itself has become an epicenter of the entire anti-CA protest, the longest ever protest that is held, and it has been ongoing for more than 2 months. It's almost like 69 days, and those women are adamant they do not move from there, and they say that do not politicize this entire movement. They are saying that they will not vacate this particular area till the government rolls back the entire anti-CA, the Citizenship Act, the NRC and the NPRs.
This is also unlikely to happen. So unless, we have more talks between the government and the protesters, if that happens, that will be good.
So that's all in this episode of News Audit. Stay tuned, like, subscribe and share.